I am trying this recording thing, and I'm going to play a tune that I wrote when I got home from Ireland after the long coronavirus flight scare that I went through, where I wasn't sure if I was going to get home or not. And then I got home, and at the airport they told me I needed to self-isolate or quarantine for 14 days, and so I got home, and my dad is thankfully, letting me stay downstairs, and so I've been mostly by myself, not really interacting with other people. So a couple days after I got back, I wrote this tune called the Quarantine Shuffle, and shuffle is just what I've been calling tunes that I write that don't immediately fit into a given category, so I just call them shuffles. But I asked a friend, and he suggested it might be a barn dance, but I'd be curious to see what you think. Feel free to dance along and try to figure it out. So I'll play the tune, and then I'll talk a little bit about the gear, I guess. Alright, enjoy. That was the Quarantine Shuffle, and I'd be curious to see what you think, what kind of dance you might want to do to that. And the gear, I guess talk about the instrument first because it's the main thing. This is a mandolute. It's my most recent instrument acquisition, and I love it. It's made by Wayman, Keystone State, so Philadelphia, and it's not really a lute, it's mandolin, but it has a bit more girth, I guess, than a typical mandolin, and it kind of tapers off at the top and the bottom, so sort of lute-shaped. Lutes have more of an actual bowl, kind of as you'd see with a lot of bouzouki too. It's got maybe a bit more of a resonance. It sustains really nicely. It just sustains forever until you play the string again, it feels like. So it's kind of a tricky one to record, which is why I had to use a different mic for the tune. It's really fun to play. I started off playing a banjolin before I played the mandolin, but the doubled strings kind of scared me away from it a bit because, you have to keep them in tune, which is, you should keep a banjo in tune too, but you can kind of get away with not being in tune. Not trying to make a dig at banjo players, really, but it keeps you honest. So tuner's the most important piece of gear that you have for a mandolin, and I don't use a very fancy one. It's just a snark tuner. So, it just sits on the instrument, and you play the note, and it tells you if it's in tune. My A strings tend to go out of tune really often, so I need to tune every single time I play anything. I have this new fancy piece of gear, which isn't really gear, but it's a magnet that I added to keep my pick in place, so I don't have to put the pick between the strings. Sorry, it's usually I just leave it closed like that, and I just slip the pick in, and there we go. And now I can grab my pick if I want it. That was the kind of you know, accidental discovery that it worked well as a pick holder, because I was just looking for a place to put my magnet for a moment, and then, you know, it works. So I've been using that, and other gear, I guess, there's not much to talk about for gear, but yeah, I love this mandolin. It's really fun to play. It's nice because, like, mandolin is fun too, because it's you know, it's similar fingering as a violin, which is the first instrument I played. But with mandolin, the chords sound really nice. And I'm just playing with my thumb there, but you know, it rings out more with a pick. But yeah, it's fun for accompanying singing, and you know, eventually maybe I'll get to the point where I can play along in sessions on chords, and since it's a kind of quiet instrument, I'm not going to be too obnoxious about it, whereas, you know, the banjo or mandolin would, if you play chords, it's just it's really loud, and yeah, you gotta be careful about that, or people will chase you out of the session. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and hopefully I didn't ramble too much, but yeah, thanks for watching.